Hi, this is Scott Garibay, and today I'm going to give the ending of the Drudigar VidQuest. So essentially, the player characters have fought hard, and they have defeated Drudigar, the Direwolf, or they have been defeated by Drudigar, the Direwolf, which is a dark ending, and you should have non-player characters bury them nicely. But most likely that did not happen, and they have defeated Drudigar, the Direwolf, and they should be given treasure. Right? At the end of any good quest, there should be treasure. And so there will be treasure for the player characters, and here's the treasures that they'll get. So the treasures that they'll get will be determined by where they defeated Drudigar the Direwolf. If they defeated Drudigar the Direwolf in the forest where there were 0 people killed, then actually, I know this sounds strange, that's actually best for the town, but it will be rewarded the least. And then if they defeated Drudigar at the edges of the town, they will get a medium treasure package. And then if they defeated Lig while Lig was actually in the town, oh, by the way, if they defeated him at the edge of the town, then 2d6 woodcutters have died. And then in addition to that, if they defeated Drudigar in 6 spells, then 2d6 villagers died, and that's their highest treasure package. Okay. Now, if they're still if they defeat Drudigar in the forest, the way you're going to get all of the treasure packages will be given to them in the town of 6 spells. So they have to get to 6 spells. So if they're in the forest and they defeat Drudigar, immediately a woodcutter will run up and he said, "Oh, I heard the sounds of combat. What happened? Are you guys okay?" And that woodcutter will sweep them directly into 6 spells. If the fight was at the edge of 6 spells, there will be woodcutters running, as soon as the combat is seen, which will be right away. And then, of course, if they're already all the way in 6 spells, then they're in 6 spells. Okay. All right. So Uther is the leader of 6 spells. Right. He is essentially the mayor, and he actually is a tiefling fighter who is neutral good, and he will give these treasure packages. So if Drudigar was defeated in the forest, he will give all the player characters 100 gold pieces times all of the player characters' charisma bonuses added together. Okay? All right, and then if they're defeated at the edge of, so let's talk about, well, what happens if they defeat him at the edge of the forest? Okay. Well, if they're defeated if they defeat Drudigar at the edge of the forest, they will get the forest treasure package plus 500 a 500 gold piece gem for each one of them, plus each one of them will receive a bramble twine bow. A bramble twine bow is a non-magical bow that is of the highest quality, that is made of a special wood found only near where 6 spells is, and it's treated with this bramble twine, which is it's actually proprietary to that village. And the benefit is once per day when you use that bow, and the player chooses, you get advantage just once per day. It's extremely well-made bow, and it gives advantage on 1 shot per day. Okay? All right. And also, if they decided to sell it, it's worth 600 gold pieces. All right. Now, let's say that they defeated Drudigar inside 6 spells. Okay? If that's the case, they get the following. If they defeat him in the village, they will get the forest treasure package, plus the edge of the city treasure package, plus the following. Okay, the town will create a new bell song called Drudigar's Fury. Okay, which tells the story of the heroes defeating Drudigar. Okay, and at that point, also all player characters will get the folk hero background. And they'll get all benefits of the folk hero background at that time. Okay, because they will then literally be folk heroes. If they are already folk heroes, if they are already a folk hero, then the dungeon master will need to work with them to make sure that they're fairly compensated as well. It might mean a different set of skills or a different tool package, all of that, okay? All right, now let's talk about Drudigar himself. What happens with Drudigar himself? So the player character, oh, you know what? We'll get to that in 1 minute. I actually have to skip back, sorry. Okay, there are some choices that the player characters will have made which can also affect their treasure package. So, I'm not sure if everybody knows this, but back in old times, people cared a lot about burial. Nobody got cremated, or only people of very little significance got cremated. So it's just the way it was back then. All right, and you know, in Dungeons and Dragons, people lived more like when it was medieval times. Okay, so when the player characters defeat Drudigar, they're going to have there's going to be a period where all the people of the town will bring out. They'll bring out the doctor of the town. They'll bring out the 2 healing potions that, you know, that some adventurer left there. They'll do everything they can to heal the player characters as much as they possibly can. And there'll be a short scene, you know, where the city just comes around them and helps them, does everything they can to heal them from any wounds they have. Okay, they might heal them fully, they might not. Okay, but once that is done, the player characters have a choice. Okay. They have 2 choices. Immediately, all the merchants of the town will come and say, and try to sweep them away and say, oh, there's a tavern, let us take you for mead and mutton. You know, and they'll try to take them to a tavern where they can relax and talk about what happened. But the player characters will also see that there will be immediately laborers. And those laborers will come out and they'll begin collecting the bodies to take them out to bury them. Okay? If any of the player characters say, I'm not going for mead and mutton, and they help the laborers, then the forest package where they get those gold pieces, and also the 500 gold piece gem, all of that is doubled, because the town is so thankful for if even one player character does that, it will double that treasure package. All right, so that is everything they will get from the town, but that's not all of the treasure that's connected to this particular adventure. So check it out. All right. We're going to talk about Ruari. Okay. So Lig was a member of Lightwell, a wizard school, and the four spell books that are on the 4 spell books that are on Lig are incredibly valuable. They have every single wizard spell that is in the player's handbook. So I'm not even going to tell you as a dungeon master what their value is. Your player characters already have been told by you that people will kill for them, and that is the case. Now, let's get into Ruari and who she is and what that means. Okay, so Ruari shows up. She teleports into the village into 6 bells before the player characters leave, okay? And Ruari is the Chiron of Lightwell, and she has come for Lig. And so she will come forward and she'll introduce herself to the player characters as Ruari, her name, the Chiron, that's her title, of Lightwell, the wizard school. And she'll tell them that she knows Lig. She will ask them what happened, okay? And then she will talk with them. And then basically, again, it will be very, and so she will want to know one thing, and that may surprise the player characters and you. She does not want to know where the books are, where the spell books are. She wants to know where Lig's body is. Okay, all right. So Lig's body, she needs to know. So as long as they tell her, hey, we saved Lig, and they tell her the location of where Lig was, okay, then at that point, she will give each one of them a rare magic item, okay? And you as the game master, you can write down rare magic items that she'll give them, or you can let them, you can say the player characters can choose whatever rare item they wish. Your choice there, okay? All right, now, if the player characters give the books to Ruari, Oh, I want to make this clear. Ruari never asks for the books, and she really doesn't care where they are. Now, I'm going to tell you in a moment why that is, but right now, I want to let's deal with it. What happens if the player characters go, oh, the right thing to do is to return these spell books to Ruari, okay? If they do that, they will get another rare magic item each, okay? Which, of course, all of this is being gifted by Lightwell, okay? And then the other thing is, so that, all of that happens, right? And then the last part is, here it is. So the player characters, if they investigate this, they'll find out they can find out the truth. Ruari doesn't care about the spell books, and the reason why is Lig's body is special, okay? Lig's body is covered with an ink that is activated magically, okay? And so he is covered in runes and scripts so his body is another spell book. And for every spell that was in his spell book, there's another custom spell on his body. So his body is actually a spell book containing as many spells as are in the player's handbook, but each one is custom, right? And so, and actually none of the player characters have the ability to read any of that script, but they can solve that mystery if they wish. All right. So that's it. That's everything. That is the Drudigar VidQuest. And I want to thank each and every one of you out there for listening to the Drudigar VidQuest. And it has been a pleasure to create the Drudigar VidQuest for you guys. Take care.